Well, good morning. This is Rick Bannister, the CEO and founder of Neighborhood Bridges. And today, excited to have our team from Neighborhood Bridges, Sylvania, Karen Smith, one of our area directors, and Andrea Hoffman, who is a elementary school counselor in Sylvania City Schools. So, Andrea, welcome, and Karen, welcome.
Thank you.
And so, Andrea, kind of the theme around the holidays of these video podcasts has been to just talk directly to the source. You are our valued partner, kind of the linchpin in how Neighborhood Bridges works. I refer to school counselors and social workers posting needs on Neighborhood Bridges as the first act of kindness. And then that, as we know, produces a warm and meaningful response from the Sylvania community. So you are a school counselor there. Maybe you can share the elementary school that you're at. And I'm sorry that escapes me right now due to
Sylvan,
age.
we're at Sylvan Elementary. That's okay.
Okay, yeah. And so just tell us, what does this mean through your lens as a school counselor? What does it mean when the Sylvania community comes forward and fills a need for one of your students?
It's amazing. The program is just wonderful. Our families are so grateful for Neighborhood Bridges and everything you guys or we are doing for them. We have been able to meet needs for as small as shoelaces, headphones, lunch boxes, all the way up to washing machines, appliances. We even donated a vehicle, and that one was so touching because the family who received it changed their life, and it was a very emotional time. And Neighborhood Bridges has been, it's so comforting. I actually had a student, or excuse me, a teacher come to me yesterday about a student saying she needed certain things clothing wise. And I said, yep, just let me know and we can do it. And before it was like, okay, I got to figure out who to ask, where to go to, you know, how to figure out how to help these people. But now it's so easy. It's so comforting. I can say, yep, if you need it, I can get it. And the response time is so fast. So, I mean, our teachers love it. Our families love it. They could not be, more thankful. And I mentioned the shoelaces, the little guy we got the shoelaces for. Oh my gosh, he was so excited. So it's just even the smallest things mean a lot to these kids and the families.
Yeah, so Andrea, how is this impacting the kids in terms of or what does this mean, the function of addressing these basic needs? What does it mean to the student? Do we see them in school more often? Are they, engaged more in their schoolwork? What's the end product here?
I see it as a confidence piece that if we are able to meet their needs and they have clothes that fit and shoes that are comfortable, they can play at recess without worrying. They can come to school without feeling uncomfortable because their clothes don't fit right. It's just a confidence. I mean, even the family, we gave a vehicle to the mother, but the children benefited. They hold themselves up a little, they're prouder, they hold themselves up better. They just come to school with that confidence and they're ready to learn, and we kind of remove that piece that when you come to a school, how are you learning when you know that your family is suffering or you have something going on? We can remove that, and then they don't have to worry about that anymore, and they can come and learn. So I see it affecting them socially and academically. They really do. There's just this aura about them. I'm thinking of one little girl in particular. She just holds herself higher and smiles more when we are able to help her. I hope that answers the question.
It sure does. Karen, uh, you're the one of the volunteer area directors there. You're leading the charge for Neighborhood Bridges in Sylvania. You actually brought it to the Sylvania community because of your knowledge of what we were doing here in Westerville through your son-in-law. And what would you like to share about just how the community leaders and key stakeholders in the community are viewing our work through Neighborhood Bridges?
Well, I think it's really cool right now that we have a great reputation. I mean, honestly, it's kind of funny. I joke about it, but in all the times I've ever explained what Neighborhood Bridges is, like I have like my elevator speech kind of thing that I can go pretty quickly how it works. I've never once had someone say, "Oh, that's a bad idea." Or I can't imagine how
Mhm.
that could possibly work. I mean, people are so enthusiastic about wanting to help. And the community leaders that we've had, in addition to like being on our steering committee and the counselors like Andrea, they're our eyes and ears. We have to trust them with the requests that they put in, and it so far it's been like 100% that they're not asking for things that kids don't really need, or it's just such a seamless process. And I think that's part of why we have the reputation that we do. But the community leaders have been imperative in getting the word out as well. I
Yes.
mean, just their connections have been like super helpful. And again, because they see it as such a positive program, they're really willing to share the word. Our specifically Ken Wines, our uh hold on a second, I'm getting a call I need to throw off here. Ah, Sorry. So Ken Wines, the Chamber of Commerce president, is
Mhm.
been amazing with just giving us connections to people that have ended up being kindness council members, and just other supportive people, that he's just been great at that. So yeah, we have wonderful support in the Sylvania community.
Can
I
I
know
add to
that, and
that?
I'm so glad that you could share that. And I'm particularly happy that you mentioned the Chamber of Commerce, because we do celebrate an amazing relationship with the Sylvania Chamber of Commerce.
Mhm.
And across our 49 communities, our leading communities all have that relationship. It's one to one, where the chambers, I think, understand that what we're doing through wonderful professionals like Andrea and her great work is really a pillar of economic development. It's making sure that and this is kind of what I wanted to bring back to you, Andrea, is we are addressing just the basic things that most people take for granted. And there are so many nights when I lay my head down or when I wake up in the morning and I think about these children who are somehow getting to school without many of these things. um I think the whole thing is amazing. And just that little boost that we can give them might mean all the difference, right?
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, it takes away that a layer of stress for them, and then they can come and do what they have to do, and you know, s- be social with their friends and get their work done. And it really does help. The smallest things. And
Yeah.
I've worked in Sylvania. This is my 17th year working in Sylvania schools. But I've grown up in Sylvania. I've lived here my whole life. And I mean, this community really comes together. And we actually have a very popular Facebook page where, the community exchanges free items with each other. And I've even noticed that Neighborhood Bridges has infiltrated into that, and people are starting to promote. So they're saying, if no one takes your free items, please like consider Neighborhood Bridges. And I love how I'm seeing it come from people other than the advocates that are designated in the community. It's coming from people who are now hearing about it. So it's really growing, and Sylvania is a great place to have this program because people want to give. They just didn't know who to give it to all the time, and they love helping families, direct families in need. So it feels great.
Yeah, that what a wonderful way to summarize it all. In my own experience here in Westerville, I know that 3/4 of the members of our community don't have kids in our school, and that's pretty much the same everywhere in every community. And so, it's this was a bet on humanity,
Yeah,
right? That if people really understood the basic things that kids were lacking, even in communities of wealth, um, that they would respond, and they would do so in a warm and sustainable fashion. And I think that's what we're seeing.
yeah.
Certainly, Sylvania is a wonderful model for that.
And I think there's a trust piece there too, that the community trusts that the advocates, like the school counselors, they trust that we are asking for things that are truly in need. So that's in there, and I think that's huge.
You know, I'm just having fun with this, so we're going longer than I thought, but I'm loving what you're saying. And, you know, I think that is an important point here that I want to discuss and share is that, you know, and I've been talking a lot about this year, Andrea, is, you know, with neighborhood bridges, there's no red tape. There are no forms to fill out. There's no qualification period. There's no language barrier. And we work through you, licensed and certified and trained professionals who can make that assessment for us. And I would submit humbly that this makes Neighborhood Bridges a more inclusive charity, because there are no barriers. And I think it adds efficiency to the process because you make the assessment, your colleagues make the assessment. Karen takes it door to door virtually in Sylvania, and needs are met, you know, within a day or two.
Yes, it's so fast. It's so easy. It's shocking. Like I said, I had a teacher yesterday just mention, and I just had this feeling like, oh yeah, no problem, got it, taken care of. And before Neighborhood Bridges, I could not say that, and I would have to really work at it. So it's amazing. I mean, and our Karen and Dolly are wonderful. They have the
Yes.
fastest response time. Stuff comes so quickly. And then you guys apologize for it taking so long. And look, that didn't take long at all. So it's a really nice system that we have, and we are so lucky to have it.
Well, thank you to both of you for taking time out today. Andrea, thanks for what you do every day. You know, we built Neighborhood Bridges for you, to help the great work that you were already doing for those, I think you said 17 years.
Yeah.
And I want to thank you for what you do and all of your colleagues in Sylvania. And certainly, Karen, thank you for believing in this mission and for engaging, stitching together every corner of the community, in support of the children of Sylvania. I'm terribly grateful, and thanks for spending time with us today.
Thank you
Thank you.
for having me. This was great. We appreciate
Yeah.
Yeah,
it.
well,
Appreciate everything you've done for us.
yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you.